would like to show you guys something. I want you to look at Africa. Now look at the rest of the world. What is it that you notice? What is it that you notice? You notice that Australia appears to just be an island not connected to any land. But we find that Australia is in a shelf, an Asiatic shelf. This is called a shelf, continental shelf. Africa is the same way. When you look at Egypt, you see that Africa is a peninsula or an island who is only connected to Asia. It's connected right here, and it's connected right there. And in the history of facts, you call that a transcontinental country. Egypt is a transcontinental country. See? But it exists in Asia. The part of Africa that is in Asia is Egypt. That means that Africa is Asiatic. That's what that means. When you look at the word Asiatic, it means relating to or from Asia. So it's connected to Asia in some way. Africa through Egypt is connected to Asia. And the word there is transcontinental country. Egypt is a transcontinental country. It is in two places at once. So is America. When you look right here, you see that there's a word called the continental shelf, Asiatic shelf. That's what America is in. It's in the Siberian area of Asia. It's connected. It's connected. It's connected. Let me write these words down for you. Because I'm tired of people. And here goes the Red Sea for the record too. See that Red Sea right there? The Red Sea is Asiatic. And it's the part of Africa where the alleles and the haplogroups crawl from. This is the real waters of Nun right here. It's Red Sea. Not the Nile River. The Nile River is a certain valley, a certain group of people from the Red Sea. I want you to pay attention to what I'm saying to you now. The land called Nuabu is above the Red Sea. And the place called Shabazz is dealing with the Red Sea, Persian Gulf. Same waters, same people. Asiatic. So before I get too out of shape with this conversation, I want to show you why I'm saying these things. Because you have these groups that skip over things that people say and say, well, you don't have any references. I'm showing you a map. I made sure that I have references beyond the references you're used to. I make sure when I explain this that I show it as I explain it. Here we go. You see Egypt? Where's Egypt? Egypt is a part of the Red Sea. Where's Sudan? Sudan is a part of the Red Sea. Where's Ethiopia? Ethiopia is a part of the Red Sea. When you study, so when I say the Arabian Desert, I'm talking about the Red Sea. The oldest name for the Red Sea, my brothers, it's not Reed Sea. There's barely reeds, if any reeds, in the sea at all. That's the name of a people, brothers. It's the name of a people. It's the name of a people. So as you can see right here, Asiatic. See? Egypt is in Asia. This right here is called a transcontinental country. It is in two continents at once. Sudan is the same way. Ethiopia is the same way. Arabia is technically in Africa via the Red Sea. And Egypt is technically in Asia. Remember, the first place to ever be called Africa in Africa was in Africa. The first place ever to be called Africa is this little purple area right here called Tunisia. Hopefully it clears up for you. But you see where my finger's at. Tunisia, guys. Tunisia. So don't let people fool you. Talking about Asia has nothing to do with Africa. What are you talking about? Africa is technically in Asia. Just like North America. Let me show you. You see this area right here? This is Alaska. Where's Alaska? Alaska is considered in the continental shelf of Asia. This is what you call a continental shelf. There's pieces of land all in this area that connects Alaska. Continental shelf. I'm not making this stuff up. So even this is in Asia. North America is in Asia. And Africa is in Asia. And Europe is just another part of Asia. Still Asia. So the Mediterranean Sea, Asiatic. Red Sea, Asiatic. Persian Gulf, where most of the Anunnaki stories come from, Asiatic. So I want to know, how did Egypt use cuneiform if the oldest cuneiforms is in Persia, Iraq, Iran? The oldest forms of cuneiform is dealing with the Asiatic areas. Asiatic areas, brother. So if all your hieroglyphs and all your pictographs of Sumeria, okay, let's go back to the Netaret. The Egyptians are famous for the Netaru. The Netaru language is a Persian Gulf language. So even the Netaru, there's not one Netaru in history that didn't use what? Cuneiform. Cuneiform is an Asiatic Persian Gulf language. It's a Red Sea language. Your connection to Asia has always been the Red Sea. The Red Sea right now has the oldest, or I'll put it to you this way. All of the haplogroups of the planet go back to the Red Sea. All of these 7 continents, they have a common ancestor in the Red Sea. I'm not making none of this up. So when the question was raised to me on live television, the brother named Khonsu versus I knew Shabazz, my name on Facebook. He asked me that what is the source, or what is the scientific reference to the Asiatic black man? And I said the Red Sea. He said, who was the first Asia to be considered Asia? Red Sea. And they laughed. Elijah Muhammad said the Red Sea is a people. He said it's a people. Then he said we the rich Nile Valley Egyptians. In 1555, he said John Hawkins came and picked up people from the rich Nile Valley. From the rich Nile Valley. And he said Egyptians. So these are Asiatic people. I just showed you. See, Khonsu versus Shabazz. Look it up. Who is the original Asiatic black man? I told him that the Red Sea Asiatic black man predates the Dravidians. He taught those brothers. He said the Dravidians, guys. The Dravidians are the first people in Asia to be called black men. He said the Dravidians is the origin of the term Asiatic black man. As if there's no black people related to Persia. Think about this now. He's making it appear as if, and they let him do it too. So he's telling you that this isn't the Asiatic black man. He's saying that this isn't the Asiatic black man. He's saying that this isn't the Asiatic black man. He's saying that this isn't the Asiatic. Because he's taking you way far away from the Red Sea. This is where the Asiatic black man, when you say Asiatic itself, that's what you're talking about, brothers. This piece right here. See, it was when this split. Remember, when this split is when the earth began to split. This is the most important part of the history of man. Red Sea. I don't know how y'all don't know that. Moses split the Red Sea. Why did they have that in the Bible? Why is that in the Bible? Because it's telling you something. The Arabian Sea, the other name for the Arabian Sea is the Red Sea. When you look it up, you see that Asusu Igbo is a language that started here. From here to here. These are the same exact seas, brother. When you look up the origin of the Red Sea, you're going to see it's called the Arabian Sea. So this is all the Arabian Sea right here, and it's a right angle. If you didn't pay attention to it, it's a right angle. It's the part of the planet that's still in this area. According to Dr. York, all of this area, Uganda, all of this was originally where the Persian Gulf is, which makes Africa also another form of Asia. So Africa, this continent right here, belongs right here. It's supposed to be here originally. So all of this, see, if I'd have did this in the debate, they'd have took points from me, because I'm doing presentations that apply common sense. So I just wanted to read history books to prove this, and the brothers skipped over that. I showed them how Africa is inside of Asia via right here, continental shelf, aka transcontinental country. And this original position is right here. This whole entire piece of land originally is right here, pre the 23 degrees tilt. Remember, the planet is in a 23-degree tilt. So if you tilt this in its correct position, you'll see where this whole area is closer than all of this is supposed to be here. But that's irrelevant. That's not the point I'm making. The point I'm making is when it came to who is the origin of the Asiatic black man, you're supposed to include all of these people. Because there's people here, right here, whose history predates the people here. And the brother took us here with the Dravidians. He took us here as if this is the only Asiatic black people. Then he showed us pictures of Australians and Indonesians. So he's saying the only Asiatic black people is in this area. That's falsehood, y'all. And y'all let that shit slide. Yeah, I wasn't supposed to use no profanity. I'm sorry. So I just want you to know, I knew Shabazz is teaching the people that the Asiatic black man does not originate with the Dravidians. It's dealing with the Anunnaki themselves. It's dealing with the Natural. It's dealing with cuneiform itself. It's dealing with the Arabian Sea, which is all of this water right here. All of this is the Arabian Sea, guys. And so when I explained to them that it has a connection to the Bantu, this guy got mad about that. Because keep in mind, the Bantu brothers, it's not an ethnic group. And I didn't describe them as an ethnic group. Unless we're talking about accumulation of people only using a certain language in that ethnic group that you call Asu. Asu is an ethnic group. I just showed you it's the Red Sea. That's the haplogroup, Asu. However, when you say Asu, Su, you're saying Asu twice. Asu, Asu. And then they added the word Igbo. That is the origin of this term Bantu. The Bantu is a group of Asiatic, so meaning one group of Asians or Asiatic people mixing on with another group and created a new dialect. See, you call it Asu, Asu. So it's a third degree of each dialect. So if let's just say I'm from Iran and I run into somebody from Europe and we get married, me and that young lady, her Asu is going to marry on to my Asu. Asu, Asu, Igbo. That's the Bantu. Bantu is an accumulation of languages, not ethnic groups. And I was explaining that to Khonsu. Khonsu is teaching the Bantu as an ethnic group. And I'm teaching it as Asiatic language group. That's what I was teaching. And I used the word Asu to tie it in. No different than ISIS. Same word. You're saying Asu, Asu. Or Aset. Aset. Asu. And then when you say ta, it's pata. Pata. Asu Asu Pata or Asu Pata. That's I said. Asu Pata. The original way of saying ta is pa-ta. See? Ta. And another way of saying it in Hebrew is yad when you're dealing with the hand. Again, I showed you where the where the Arabian Sea literally makes a yad. It makes a yad. It makes a yad. The Rastafarians call that Yah. So I ain't making this stuff up, man. You can get mad all you want. You can try to hide from it, try to dodge it. But I'm shooting first when it come to this. I ain't letting that slide. I'm not mad at the group. I'm not mad at the judges. The judges literally told me that they understood what I was saying. But for the sake of the people not understanding it, they didn't want to give me the points. So I respect that. I mean, they looking at it from a way that I can't imagine, you know. I don't know how somebody who understands something can viewpoint the lack of understanding in another man. I don't get that. I thought if you understood, you understood. I didn't know you can speak for the people that don't understand. Let the people themselves deal with the facts. So again, Khonsu said the Dravidians are the original black people of Asia. Meaning in Asia had no other blacks other than the Dravidians. That's what Khonsu is teaching. And I'm teaching that is a lie. When you deal with the Dravidians, you see that they related to the Vegas people. Vegas. Where Las Vegas gets its name from. The Vegas, when you deal with them, they come from a people 35,000 years ago that wasn't even called Vegas. Elijah Muhammad said we went to war with them. So the Dravidians, but you already had Africans 50,000 years ago. So the Dravidians come from the Vegas. Let's do the math. 35. It's 10. It's 4. 1,500 years, man. There's 15,000 years missing from Khonsu's conversation on relationship to black people being in Asia. Black people were in Asia, my brother, when they gave Inky the name Inky. Where did Inky get his name from? His name was Ea. Where did it become Inky? It became Inky in Asia at the Persian Gulf. That's the origin of the term alien also. Where did alien come from? Persia. So I want to bomb first real quick to show the people that not only did your brother get slandered because they shut down my Facebook. They said I was trying to respond to too many, they said I was spamming because I was responding to people who put up my claims and said that it was lies, and they laughed at it. And I'm like, what's a lie about a haplogroup or a group of alleles being rooted in what they call the Red Sea? And it's called Reed Sea, not from the reeds, because there's barely reeds in there. It's called that dealing with Ray, the word Ray. Can we saying array, B and C. See? You're dealing with array. Array is asu. Same word. Look it up, y'all. Asu, array, it means to rise. Same word as melanin. See? Melanin, growth, rising. See? Where the word soul comes from. I ain't making this up. So when you deal with this, y'all, I just want to show you. People laugh at you. Oh, he said this, the Red Sea. Ha, ha, ha. I just showed you where the most important African histories is at the Red Sea. The most important Arabian histories is at the Red Sea. The Red Sea is called an Arabian Sea. It's where you go to be tested in the desert. It's where you go to be civilized. So that's how civilization started in the Arabian Desert, because you're dealing with the red people gathering near the Red Sea. So khonsu, you lied and said the Dravidians is the first blacks in Asia. That's a lie. I showed you how it's over 16 different tribes of people in Asia that are black that predate the Dravidians. And I showed you as an entire area. There's over 16 places in here, brother. So don't say I didn't show you. There's over 16 places. I showed you 5 right here. That's where we got the 5-point star from. Egypt, Sudan, Ethiopia, Arabia. See, this is the actual 5 points right here. If y'all pay attention. The 5 places where history is writing itself. All right, so I just want y'all to know that, man. Oh, yeah, and the terms I used was continental shelf of Asia. So America is just a part of the continental shelf of Asia, and Africa. I don't want to see y'all. I want to see where's your sources. I'm giving you a source right now. The word is TCC, transcontinental country. Transcontinental. I'm going to paraphrase real quick. Continent, if you can read it. Transcontinental country. That's what Africa is via Egypt. Africa was a country originally as Tunisia, then it became 54 countries, so it became a continent. But originally, the greatest part of Africa was in Asia. You called it Egypt. So Africa is connected to the rest of the world through Asia. So remember, Asiatic is anything related to Asia. So I showed him by default that Egypt was considered an Asiatic black people before India, before the Dravidians. And they skipped over that. They skipped over the fact that they didn't even know what this word meant. So you learned 2 things at the debate. You learned it. You learned what a transcontinental country is, and you learned what a continental shelf is. But I didn't have any sources. My sources was you learning, fool. You're learning something. Sometimes experience in the moment is all you need to reference. What am I experiencing right now? Oh, new information. Oh, so he's the new source on this information. Then I can show you sources that back me up. But don't be dishonest with the people. So this is part 1 of Bomb First. khonsu, go ahead and respond. You already know you're going to try to respond. You've been slandering me all week. Facebook shut me down, so I couldn't respond to you. I'm back now. Guess who's back? Again, Asiatic is anything relating to Asia. Africa is related to Asia, and America is related to Asia. So it's black people in America, and it's black people in Africa. They both predate the Dravidians. Case closed. Asiatic black man, man. So many angles to approach this thing, bro.